Well, what I do realize is that as of right now, no other Chicago Sky game have been moved to the United Center, except for one, Indiana Fever.
Is Angel Reese really surprised? Because honestly, watching her recent interviews, you'd think the Chicago Sky just personally insulted her grandma. She's out here practically demanding to know why only Caitlin Clark games are getting the VIP treatment, moved to the massive United Center, the works. And look, we get it, nobody likes feeling second best, but let's keep it 100, shall we? Maybe, just maybe, the answer isn't some grand conspiracy against Angel. Maybe it's just cold hard facts. Truth is, folks are showing up for Caitlin in a way we haven't seen in ages. Ouch. That's gotta sting.
Speaking of United Center, it'll also play host to a pair of WNBA games for the first time this season. The Sky announcing their matchups, hosting the Indiana Fever will be moved from Wintrust to the UC, has about double the capacity, so more tickets available to watch Caitlin Clark.
Think about it. When a rookie steps onto the court and instantly shatters attendance records when teams are practically begging to move games to bigger venues just to handle the crowds, that's not hype, people. That's a phenomenon. Caitlin Clark didn't just fill the Indiana Fever's arena, she exploded it. Over 340,000 fans last season alone, a franchise record. Meanwhile, Chicago Sky, even with the undeniable star power of Angel Reese, couldn't touch those numbers, yet there's Angel wondering why they're not getting the same love. Honey, bless your heart, but
So it looks like the Chicago Sky have finally done what we've been asking for, which was to schedule the games against the Fever at the United Center. And also, in case you weren't already aware, the United Center is the biggest basketball arena in the country. Both home games against the Fever have been scheduled at the United Center.
Let's talk about this United Center situation.
So, the Chicago Sky dropped this bombshell. They're moving 2 games next season to the United Center, a 21,000 seat behemoth. Big move, right? Except here's the kicker. Both games against the Indiana Fever, against Caitlin Clark. Coincidence? Come on, this isn't some random scheduling quirk. This is the front office flashing a neon sign, screaming from the rooftops who the real box office draw is. And it ain't subtle.
When Caitlin coming to town, man, all these teams are going to cash in on that. It's just the nature of the business at this point. One fan saying, let's go Fever, taking over the United Center. I can't wait. The Angel Reese effect? No. They know better than to leave free money on the table when the face card comes to town. Yeah, man, because we remember last time Caitlin Clark was there, bro, the arena erupted.
Let's zoom out for a second. The entire 2024 season, every single home game Angel Reese played was at Wintrust Arena. Nice arena, sure, but it tops out at around 10,000 seats. Did the Sky ever consider a venue upgrade for Angel? Nope. Not once. Even when Angel was, doing her thing, grabbing rebounds, racking up TikTok views, the whole shebang. But suddenly, Caitlin Clark's coming to town and bam, let's double the capacity. Does anyone else see the pattern here?
It seems the Chicago Sky have had to move 2 of their home games to a larger facility, a larger basketball facility. I'm sure, no doubt, this is the Angel Reese effect. I've got no doubts, no qualms. There's nothing. She even told me herself right here that it's not just one other player. It's because of her too.
Sky president Adam Fox tried to spin it, bless him. Said it was about rewarding fan passion. Aw, how sweet. But if it was truly about rewarding Sky fans, wouldn't they upgrade for more than just 2 games? Wouldn't they give their home fans more opportunities to see their team in a bigger venue? Let's be real. This isn't about rewarding anyone except the accountants who see dollar signs when Clark versus Reese pops up on the schedule.
One of the hottest tickets in the WNBA, Caitlin Clark coming back to the city that she owns, coming back to Chicago after Chicago gave her such a warm welcome last year. They threw Barbie night for Caitlin Clark's arrival. They gave her pink towels. The fans were lined up on the side. She was signing autographs. How is Chicago going to welcome Caitlin Clark this next year around? How are they going to top Barbie night in a 9,000 seat arena? Well, easy. We move Barbie night to a 21,000 seat arena.
Because let's ditch the PR fluff for a second and talk brass tacks. This is a pure, unadulterated play. The United Center isn't just bigger, it's a money printing machine, and the demand is there, sky high, but only for those games. Is it favoritism? Maybe, but it's also capitalism, baby. Caitlin Clark is selling tickets like hotcakes in a blizzard. Angel Reese, meanwhile, is still scratching her head, wondering why her solid stats aren't translating into sold-out arenas. The WNBA has spoken, folks, and the numbers are screaming.
This is the motion that the Indiana Fever / Caitlin Clark have.
And Chicago isn't alone in this venue shakeup. Look across the WNBA landscape and you'll see a trend emerging faster than a fast break. Washington Mystics moving their Fever game. Las Vegas Aces, same deal. Atlanta Dream, Dallas Wings, Connecticut Sun. Are you noticing a pattern? They're all shifting their Indiana Fever matchups to bigger arenas. Think this is just some random scheduling quirk? Think again. This isn't about team rivalries or lucky dates. This is about one player, one name, and the gravitational pull she has on ticket sales.
Caitlin Clark and Fever games getting moved to bigger venues on the road is normal at this point in time. We see it happen quite often whenever that Fever show comes to town. But in this case, it is interesting considering the opponent and considering the venue.
And the internet? Oh, the internet is having a field day with this. Social media is exploding with questions, and let's be honest, a whole lot of shade thrown at Angel Reese. Why only Clark games getting the VIP treatment? People are starting to see the writing on the wall. None of Angel's games, zero, zip, nada, have triggered a venue upgrade. So the question hanging in the air, the one fans are whispering and shouting online, if Angel is really as big a draw as she claims, shouldn't she be getting the same star treatment? Crickets.
My goodness. America's team versus the team who has the person who is the scourge of society. Oh, God. Oh, man. Quote, they watch for me, too. Barbie night? Which one is Barbie night? You got to think one of the two is going to be Barbie night, right? Look at this. Laughing my ass off. Caitlin is really giving every single team a fundraising game. I am weak. My GOAT is simply different.
The irony here is almost too thick to cut with a knife. All season long, Angel Reese has been working overtime to position herself as Caitlin Clark's equal in popularity and impact. She's pushed this narrative that she's just as responsible for the WNBA's surge in attention. People are tuning in for me too, she declared, but someone clearly forgot to tell the people in charge of booking arenas, because when it's time to pack the house, when it's time to sell those premium seats, suddenly all eyes, all dollars, and all venue upgrades point in one direction: Caitlin Clark.
Will be moving to the United Center. So that's significant in the sense of it will be the first games ever played by WNBA teams in the United Center. The games on Saturday, June 7th and Sunday, July 27th. One had a date change, but they will be moving to the largest capacity arena in the NBA. More than double, I believe, what the Sky's typical home arena is able to hold. And of course, this is a duh for so many reasons.
And now it's just awkward. The Sky announced these United Center games against the Fever twice, and you'd think they were hyping up a championship series, but nope, it's just business. And that's the harsh reality for Reese. If she truly had that same box office power, wouldn't the Sky be moving at least one game for her sake? Wouldn't her own team be leveraging her name to fill more seats? Angel keeps trying to write this story where she's a co-star in the WNBA's rise, but the receipts, the attendance figures, the venue upgrades are telling a different story. While she's busy building her brand on TikTok and in interviews, the rest of the league is quietly, strategically following the money. And that money is following Caitlin Clark.
They will say this is because of Angel Reese. They can't say this because of Angel Reese, because for the simple fact, a lot of their games would have moved to bigger arenas if that was the case. They can't not say this. I know people want it, and I know people be mad about this, bro. Y'all shouldn't be mad about this, bro. This is just the reality of the situation. You're not a hater. You're not none of that if you say Angel's not as big as Caitlin, because she's not, guys. That's the reality of it all, bro.
Let's put it in plain numbers because the scoreboard doesn't lie. If Reese were pulling in Clark-level attention, her games would be lighting up the box office.
If Angel Reese was truly the draw she believes she is, the Chicago Sky would be in a frenzy right now. they'd be tripping over themselves to get every Sky home game into the United Center, tickets selling out in minutes. But that's not happening, is it? Not even close. The arena stays put, the crowd sizes remain, well, average, and that, my friends, speaks volumes.
Folks, last year, the Indiana Fever were in Chicago, and a lot of us were asking, why aren't they putting this in the big arena? Are they really that stubborn that they're ready to just turn away dollars just for a narrative? Seems as if they got their end of their year report, looked at the bottom line and said, you know what? Slam shut. In 2025, we're gonna be in the United Center.
Now let's throw some cold, hard stats into the mix. Compare the Sky's home crowd numbers to the It's game over. In 2024, Indiana didn't just break the WNBA's single-season attendance record, they obliterated it, crushed it by a staggering 36%, and get this, since 2001, long before Angel was even thinking about NIL deals or pro contracts. Caitlin Clark didn't just move the needle, she snapped it in half.
And the Fever are going to be over 200,000 higher than the next highest total attendance in league history. Clarkonomics, my friend!
And the crazy part, Indiana hit the 20,000 attendance mark not once, not twice, but 3 times last season. They packed arenas in July like it was the playoffs. Meanwhile, back in Chicago, the Sky's biggest crowd? Not during Angel's rookie year. Nope, it goes all the way back to 2016 when Angel was probably still perfecting her jump shot in high school. Over 16,000 fans showed up to watch the Sky lose to the Sparks. Since then, you guessed it, crickets.
Guys, I'm telling you, when Caitlin Clark comes to town, put it in the big arena because she is box office and it is going to be big money. Big. Not even just the ticket sales, merchandise sales, concession stands, parking. Dude, they are racking in money from every area when Caitlin Clark comes to town. So, of course, the Chicago Sky, oh, fine. I guess I'll milk that well until it's dry.
So while Angel Reese is out there campaigning for relevance, teams across the WNBA are showing us in very concrete terms where the real spotlight is shining. Caitlin Clark isn't just filling arenas, she's redefining what WNBA success looks like on and off the court. Angel can keep posting, keep talking, keep spinning narratives, but the fans have already voted with their wallets. And judging by those overflowing arenas and venue upgrades, it's crystal clear who they're showing up to see.
There's a very thin line between hate and facts. And what I believe to be the case is that there was incremental growth in the WNBA comparatively to the exponential growth we are seeing now. What I'm about to tell y'all I haven't heard before, so I doubt you have either. Before the 2023 season, the WNBA had grown by 40% viewership from 2022 to 2023. But with Caitlin Clark's arrival, it's grown by 400% viewership. What that means...
The contrast gets almost comical when you look at the ticket market. Every single time Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese shared the court last season, ticket prices went ballistic. We're not talking a few extra bucks. Tickets were being resold for thousands as fans scrambled to witness the showdown live. It was an event. But when Reese played games without Clark, silence. Ticket prices barely budged, the urgency just wasn't there. It's like the hype vanished with Clark. Want to catch a Sky game next season? You can probably snag seats for cheap like those last-minute concert tickets for a band nobody remembers anymore. Meanwhile, good luck getting a Fever ticket. Those things have been sold out for months.
Yeah, let me tell you about Caitlin Clark.
Yeah.
Caitlin Clark has brought so many eyes to women's basketball that it's amazing. A dude named Acho, I forgot his first name, is something Acho.
Emmanuel Acho.
Yeah. He showed how in 5 days before the draft, she made the WNBA more money than they would have made in the next 5 years without her.
The attendance stats alone tell the whole story. Angel Reese's games averaged around 9,000 fans last season. Not terrible until you realize Caitlin Clark and the Fever were pulling in nearly 17,000 per game, almost double. And it wasn't just at home. Clark brought the crowd with her on the road. The Fever drew 36% more fans on the road than any other WNBA team. Think about that for a second. Wherever Clark went, fans followed. According to the WNBA itself, Caitlin Clark was responsible for generating over a quarter of the league's revenue last year. That's not a minor bump. That's a one-woman economic boom. Now, let's be clear. This isn't about bashing Angel's game. She's talented. She has fans. But when someone keeps insisting they're just as vital to the sport's growth and the numbers scream otherwise, it's hard to ignore the gap. You can't declare yourself the face of the league and then struggle to fill half as many seats as the person you're comparing yourself to. Reality isn't something you manifest with confidence. It's something you prove.
Again, as of right now, to my knowledge, that what I've seen, no other Angel Reese games have been moved due to potential attendance for said game. I mean, I'm just pointing that out. I'm not sure if you're allowed to. I've been told, Angel Reese told us it was because of her too. They're coming because of me. Are they? Are they really?
Chicago isn't playing favorites. They're playing smart. When your bottom line is on the line, you follow the dollars. And right now, those dollars are flocking to Caitlin Clark like moths to a flame. If one player can sell twice as many tickets, boost every team's revenue just by showing up, that's not favoritism, that's just good business. And let's be honest, in professional sports, business is king.
I don't see other teams doing this for other players. They're doing it for Caitlin Clark because they know Caitlin Clark is bringing the bacon. She's bringing the bacon, but this is great.
What started as a single move by the Sky is quickly becoming a league-wide phenomenon. It's not just Chicago. The entire WNBA is catching on. The Washington Mystics didn't just upgrade, they relocated their Fever game to Baltimore's CFG Bank Arena, almost 15,000 seats. Connecticut Sun? They moved their showdown with Clark to Boston's TD Garden, home of the Celtics. These aren't coincidences, folks. These are calculated financial decisions, all fueled by the undeniable Caitlin Clark effect.
The CC hype is real. Is this the Caitlin or Angel effect? Stop it. Caitlin Clark effect. GOAT. Let's go see what the Fever fans got to say. I mean, seriously, the Angel Reese effect. Sarcasm. Every venue CC plays in, the Caitlin Clark effect.
And here's the mind-blowing part. Caitlin Clark predicted this whole venue shift almost a year ago. Talk about seeing the future.
I'm surprised we're not playing at the United Center. I thought that would have been really good for the game and really good for all the women's basketball fans in Chicago. So maybe there's a conflict of some sort that I don't know about. Obviously, that's a little above my pay grade. But we're excited, you know.
After one of her college games, she casually mentioned that women's basketball could really benefit from playing in bigger arenas. No ego, no demands, just a sensible observation about how to grow the game. And now that offhand remark has become a blueprint teams across the league are scrambling to implement. The financial impact is insane. Those two United Center games against the Fever, they're not just good PR, they're worth an estimated extra $4 million compared to what Wintrust Arena would bring in. $4 million from 2 games. For a league that's historically struggled with profitability, that's not just a bonus, it's a financial lifeline. This isn't hype, people. This is math. And the math is clear. Caitlin Clark isn't just changing women's basketball, she might just be saving it.
Remember, the Washington Mystics also moved 2 of their games yesterday, too. I wonder if those were Angel Reese games. Oh, they weren't. They weren't Angel Reese games. They were Indiana Fever games. I mean, I don't know what to tell you. I didn't do it.
When league executives crunch these numbers, they see something truly game-changing, a sustainable business opportunity, not just a fleeting trend. Franchises that have been operating on razor-thin margins now see a clear path to real financial growth. The question isn't if they should capitalize on Caitlin Clark's immense drawing power, it's how quickly they can secure those bigger venues before their competitors do. Meanwhile, Angel Reese's off-court ventures tell a different story. Her participation in the 3x3 League didn't exactly set viewership records on fire. While Clark's presence triggers venue upgrades across multiple cities, Reese's star power just hasn't translated to that same level of commercial success, and that, folks, is the bottom line.
She is just not a needle mover like Caitlin Clark is. Now, is she a great player? Yes, she is phenomenal. But she is not Caitlin Clark. She's not even nowhere near on Caitlin level. She's not on her level financially. She's not on her level impact-wise, and she damn sure ain't on her level on the basketball court, because we seen that happen last year when Caitlin won Rookie of the Year. Like, it's okay, bro. It is okay for her to be second fiddle.
Fan reactions to these venue changes have been predictably divided.
Cue the fan debates. Clark supporters are pointing to the undeniable economics, while Reese defenders are crying foul, screaming favoritism. One viral tweet summed it up perfectly. Funny how they never moved Angel's games to bigger arenas when she was breaking records, but the minute Clark comes to town, suddenly they need 20,000 seats. That argument, though, misses the crucial point. It's about ticket demand, not just record breaking. Another fan fired back, maybe if Angel focused less on who's getting attention and more on developing a reliable jump shot, she wouldn't have to worry about venue sizes. Ouch. Talk about shade. But a Chicago local offered a more balanced perspective. I've been a Sky fan for years but couldn't get tickets to the Fever games last season. Now with the United Center, I finally can. How is giving more fans access to women's basketball a bad thing? And that ultimately is the bigger picture, expanding the reach of the WNBA, bringing more fans into the stands.
We're bringing more and more fans to this league, people that have maybe never watched the WNBA before, and it kind of takes your breath away at points.
While Angel continues to position herself as an equal draw, Caitlin lets her game do the talking. Basketball experts are suggesting that Angel might benefit from embracing the competitive spirit of the league, focusing on elevating her own performance rather than constantly comparing herself to others. The real question isn't just whether people are watching for Angel too, it's whether she'll use this moment as fuel for improvement or just more fuel for complaints. Sometimes the hardest truth to swallow is the one staring back at you from the box scores and the attendance figures. Do you agree? Let us know in the comments below. And hey, if you enjoyed this breakdown, smash that like button, subscribe for more, and hit that notification bell so you never miss an upload. Up next, click the video on screen and we'll see you in the next one.